Hey everyone, it's Kate here, and today I have another theory video of more signs and clues that could possibly confirm the idea even more for Atlantis to be added to our game, and this a huge clue found in the orbs we are given that could change Dreamlight Valley as we know it, and how the pillars are the key to unlocking this mystery. If you want to know how, then stay tuned. Now, let's break down this pillar theory together. As of right now, we are all aware there are 8 existing pillars in our game and 2 which have yet to receive quests and a featured character around the mission to helping to restore the pillars. These 8 pillars are Pillar of Friendship, located in the Peaceful Meadow, the Pillar of Power on Dazzle Beach, the Pillar of Courage in the Forest of Valor, the Pillar of Trust found in the Glade of Trust, the Pillar of Love from the Frost Heights biome, the Pillar of Nurturing in the Sun Plateau, and the 2 yet determined pillars from Dazzle Beach near Skull Rock and the Forgotten Lands. Now, take note that knowing the locations and characters associated with these pillar quests are key factors in why they were named to represent these virtues and the purpose for their existence in our valley. Before we continue to break down and recall how we had to unlock these pillars, let's address this huge given sign that I believe has been overlooked and proves further the lore of Atlantis being heavily involved in our valley and these pillars being unlocked. If we really take a closer look at the orbs, we can distinguish these random symbols located in the orb, or so we thought. But in actuality, these symbols are the most important factor to these orbs. According to the Atlantean language, we can see these same symbols are the alphabet language of Atlantis. Now, if we take this chart for example and match the lettering to the orbs, we can see that each orb has the first letter of the virtue they stand for. The F for friendship, P for power, C for courage, T for trust, N for nurturing, and L for love. With this clear fact in mind and proof that Atlantis plays a major role in these pillars, is it safe to say it won't be long until we get more clues to help further progress this theory of Atlantis coming to our game? If this is the case, as I've mentioned before, each of these orbs represents a virtue and a Disney character as a main quest focus and representation to restoring the pillar in the respective biome. Let's quickly recap how we had to previously restore the already existing pillars and our valley villagers associated with them. If we take this idea into consideration, the future characters to be added to the game will have a greater purpose than just our favorite heroes and villains we want added to our valley. First off, Merlin and the Orb of Friendship. When we first began our Dream Valley adventure, we were greeted by Merlin and to his request asked for our help to restore the most important pillar of the valley, the Pillar of Friendship. This quest required our character to prove we had the power of friendship with the villagers to restore this pillar, and the Peaceful Meadow is where we had to spend the most time in the beginning of our game with a lot of the new villagers and friends we welcome back to the valley, making them feel at home again. This whole game revolves around friendship between all of our favorite heroes and villains, uniting them to fight against the Night Thorns, causing the forgetting. With a common goal and enemy in mind, it's no wonder why even the most ruthless villains will put their differences aside to want to help restore the valley to its former glory. The whole goal of our game is leveling up and maxing out our friendships with every new character that's brought into our game. I wonder, could there be a reason why all our valley villagers need to reach level 10? Could us helping them level up play a bigger role in the future when confronting the Forgotten and Night Thorns? Another theory to explore more in the future, I suppose. Second is the Pillar of Power. After unlocking Dazzle Beach, we had a quest to help free the sea witch herself, Ursula, from her imprisonment, limiting her accessibility to travel around our valley. In being able to do so, we had to go on a mission to unlocking this underground world and completing puzzles and solving riddles to open up pathways that would eventually lead us to having to fish for the Orb of Power. We all know that Ursula loves her power after making a deal with Triton, being Queen of the Sea for a short time being, so restoring this ability of hers to move freely around our valley is no coincidence that she was the main focus to restoring this pillar and representing her sorceress abilities to help us fight against the greater evil that affects all our characters later down the road in other quests and in the future of our game, where we will need Ursula's magic to restore other pillars in our valley. Third is the Pillar of Courage, located in the Forest of Valor, where we help Kristoff on a quest to help return Donald home. Although Kristoff wasn't the one who got lost in a scary, mysterious forest, Donald didn't waste any time jumping into action, trying to retrieve the stolen orb, showing signs of great courage in the face of adversity, trying to protect his home and friends. With this display of bravery and Donald needing our help to get home, once we brought him back to our valley, the Orb of Courage appeared and then restored the pillar. Don't we all wish we had a brave friend like Donald, minus the tantrums and outbursts of anger? Jokes aside, it's no surprise that Donald isn't a pushover and he would do whatever it takes to protect and defend the ones he loves and cares about most. Fourth is the Pillar of Trust found in the Glade of Trust. During this mission, we had to lift the curse overshadowing the Great Tree. The curse is where we were introduced to Mother Gothel tampering with dark magic that caused this imprisonment to certain villagers in their homes. Sounds like something Mother Gothel would do, and Mother knows best, right? But this particular spell she was conjuring up was to imprison something or someone else. Who exactly, we don't know, but this could be a clue to the reason why Mother Gothel felt inclined to use a spell of this nature, maybe not intended to be used on our valley villagers, but on another entity, a bigger threat to everyone, good and evil, in our world. In needing to create this curse, she had to use the Orb of Trust, removing it from its pillar. In order to retrieve this orb, we needed to travel between a dreamlike world of the here and there and find the floating island where Mother Gothel threw it. This particular pillar required Ursula's help with her magic, trusting her to hold up her end of the deal to give us back our magic after the quest, and Kristoff sacrificing his love and memories of Anna and trusting us to help restore these memories of her once we finally break the curse and soon reunite him with Anna. With these examples of these virtues shown in our villagers, this is what helps power the orbs and pillars of our valley. Fifth is the Pillar of Nurturing in the Sunlit Plateau. This is Scar's Nurture and Nature quest, which we are asked to go about around our valley to unlock mines and new minerals and resources that will aid us in completing this quest for Scar. Once the night thorns are removed from the waterway, we then chase after the Forgotten in a mysterious portal where the Orb of Nurturing is dropped, and once in our possession, bringing it to Merlin, he informs us how to restore the orb and place it back into the Sunlit Plateau pillar. After giving instructions to craft an elixir to help grow the orb and planting it near the pillar, we have to tend to the plant for a few days. Once the nurturing orb is at its full power, the orb can then be placed back into the pillar. Now, it's no coincidence or by random chance that Scar was the first one to be brought and unlocked along with the Sunlit Plateau biome before Simba and Nala. If you can recall from the Lion King movie, under the short rule of Scar, the Pride Lands became barren, almost a wasteland. So the fact that this quest is about restoring the land and Scar being the one responsible for the quest, could this be his redemption for the tyranny and poor leadership skills he showed during his reign? Is this our way to help Scar restore and help bring the Pride Lands back to its former glory? If this is the case, then we have to believe that important character quests addressing these pillars are intended to represent a virtue that is tailored to the purpose of the future of new characters that will be added. The sixth pillar is of Love, unlocked and found in the Frosted Heights biome. This is the most recent pillar added to our valley from the Festival of Friendship update, where Memeber and Olaf were introduced into the game. Since this was an important update, not only just getting one Disney character but two, one of them being able to unlock a pillar and quest to continue on the storyline and mystery of the Forgetting has to be significant. Since the Frosted Heights biome is inspired by the Frozen movie, and we have Elsa, Anna, and Kristoff, all characters featured in past Dreamlight trailers, they have now successfully completed this character set and made their way into our valley. The biggest dynamic with this particular Disney story is the groundbreaking perspective that true love is not always between a prince and princess, but can be shown in a multitude of ways than we expected. We can assume that Olaf was designed and always intended to be the key to helping restore the pillar, as we saw in previous key art briefly teased. Remember that doorway scene in the Festival of Friendship trailer? Well, that same doorway can be found leading to more Atlantic altars, where the quest to help to put Olaf back together again and placing gems on these pedestals to unlock a portal entry. Once we have the orb back in our hands, or should I say Olaf's hands, we return them to him and he gives us a warm hug. Then soon after, Olaf lets us know the orb has appeared and then place the Orb of Love back to the pillar. Now that this quest is revealed and available for us to complete along with the previous pillar and character quest, is it really random for our favorite characters and stories to be added to our game, or is there a purpose and meaning behind them we are overlooking? And could unlocking every pillar in a valley that is still needing to be restored then possibly leading us to a whole Atlantis world or biome to help us fight against the Forgetting? There's no denying that this new point of view will have us wondering and questioning more what these next characters and orbs being added to our valley will offer to unlocking the mystery of the Forgotten and Nightthorns. Now, a quick pause before we try to predict what the last two pillars and possible orbs could be in our valley. If you made this far into the video, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate your support and it helps out the channel a lot in making my dreams come true and to do what I love with all of you kids. So if you are enjoying the content that's everything Disney and Dreamlight Valley so far, then make sure you click the like button for me, and while you're here, become a kid to the best club on the internet for more fun times and theories to talk about in the future. Now, let's get back into the video. After going over these 6 known pillars and orbs, these last 2 unidentified pillars and orbs could be the key to changing our valley as we know it, depending on the characters and virtues these potential villagers could add to our valley. Let's take a look at the location of these 2 pillars, one in the Forgotten Lands and the other on Dazzle Beach near Skull Rock. We all know that the pillar in the Forgotten Lands we speculate could be home to the Maleficent, and the Pumpkin House to Fairy Godmother, both fairies that wield magic. It's clear to see that the night thorns we have been doing our best to clear away from our valley resembles the same thorns Maleficent is associated with and the Fairy Godmother's connection with pumpkins. Given the fact these 2 are anticipated characters coming to our valley, would one of them have a mission or character quest to being the key to restoring this pillar? And if this is the case, could the virtue of the orb represent magic, since there is an M symbol in the Atlantean language chart? Remember, the characters that have been added to our game have served a clear meaning and purpose to our valley, and a few chosen ones to helping restoring the pillars with the respective orbs as to what value the character behind those quests had to offer to progress in our story of who caused the forgetting. If we take a look at Skull Rock, where the other pillar is located, we all know that this clearly represents Peter Pan, Captain Hook, and Tinkerbell. We all know the classic story of Peter Pan, and it can mean an infinite possibilities as to the virtue this specific orb could mean, but my biggest takeaway I get from this story is imagination. When Wendy is learning to fly, she imagines a mermaid lagoon as happy thoughts to help her get her feet off the ground, along with the help of some faith, trust, and pixie dust. From Tinkerbell, a whole island of being young forever, the fighting off evil villains like Captain Hook sounds like the imagination world of a child, and Wendy along with her brothers are exactly that. No adults allowed. We all have made our own theories, and it's pretty known in the community how badly we want Tinkerbell in the game and others from the Peter Pan story. And from the survey, Peter Pan was also listed as an option to choose from. With that in mind, if any of these characters is brought to our valley, we can theorize that maybe they will play a significant role in opening up the possibility of Atlantis in the game if this is the last pillar and orb for us to restore in our valley. We don't know what will happen next once every pillar is at its full power and we complete fixing them, but with these signs of them being heavily inspired from Atlantis, I truly believe that it will change the game and Dreamlight Valley as we know it, but in the best way possible. I really hope that this theory is one we can all really take the time to think about, and that to a certain extent, this is a viable possibility happening in our game and that there is some truth to it. Have you ever wondered what biomes could be brought to our valley as well? If so, then make sure you check out my biome prediction video after this one. And remember, my kids, you have the magic of friendship with you, so no matter wherever and whomever you encounter, you have the magic to go spread and share on my behalf and on behalf of the Kid Army. Without further ado, I'll game until next time. Bye!